Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for another match of the Singapore Sevens. It's the shortened format, pretty much winner stays on, and this match taking place between the French and the Kenyans. Looking through at the starting lineups for the Kenyans, it will be Kevin Waikesa, Azati, Amaitsa, Angio, also Safari, Patrick Odongo Okongo, and Vincent Onyala, the last man in the starting sevens. Now, I should mention that Kenya got themselves a win over the Irish in their opening contest. France also have a game up against Ireland later on, but if Kenya win this game, they confirm their spot in the semi-final, which could be absolutely crucial for the outcome of this season. In the starting lineup for the French, it is Afil, Pasquet, Garcia, Bouthier, Artaud, Pozelgais, and also Joel Caraba. So, those are the starting lineups. I've gone with France to win, but I think Kenya may run away with it, says Matthew. And that's the thing. Kenya normally come in as big underdogs up against the French, but after that win up against the Irish, the benefit that Kenya have is they only played about 4 hours ago. France haven't played yet. They played last week, and they lost that final up against the Argentines. So what does that do to the confidence? Does that do just enough to allow Kenya to sneak a win here? Hard to say. But AJ Jacobs, he will be the referee in charge of this one. As Amaitsa gets us ready to go for another match of the Singapore Sevens. But the shortened format, like I said, you only have 2 group stage matches. You've got to make the most of them. Kenya have retained their kickoff. Off to the right-hand side, I am shooting Champions Cup commentary today. I probably will end up doing Leinster Harlequins. I haven't scheduled anything as of yet, though, but we will be probably doing it after the Sevens and whatnot. Now going off to the left-hand side here for the Kenyans, sitting about 40 metres out from the French line. Oro running sideways and driven backwards by Bouye. Still there for Kenya. 50 metres out. They have to find a way through consistently throughout this match. Now, we've already seen a lot of cards being awarded in recent times, so perhaps this could be one of those games that a card could impact it too. On Yala to score here, says Blues Nate. Now, nice attack and run forward from Oro. Moves to 40 metres out from the line. On Yala, going back to the right here. So far, so good for the Kenyans. They've had a minute of attack and they haven't lost the ball. Kevin Waikesa tackled out on the wing. Ball pops out the side, but Kenya do get themselves the penalty in their favour. Now sitting about 30 metres out from the line. This is going to be a big moment for the Kenyans. They pretty much have to score here, because if they don't, then France, I would say, will go the full length of the field and get one of their own. They've got pure pace. And there is a reason they made it through to the final, although we should mention that they probably had the hardest road to the final in terms of the wins to loss ratio. They lost 2 games in their group stage last week, but because of points differential and being within 7 in those games, it got them through. Let's go Kenya, says Goyo. And how are you today, says George Alarm. Doing very well. Very excited for all the Sevens. Kenya have a golden opportunity to move forward here. And if they don't, they at least have a great opportunity of finishing between 5th and 8th. Nice step in the middle of the park. It sounds like the Singaporean crowd are pretty much firmly behind the Kenyans. Kenya are going to be dangerous in this game. They've still got the possession. Now shifting back across to the short side, close to the touchline for Azati. Already 2.5 minutes of non-stop Kenyan action, but French defence has held up and they have not allowed this Kenyan side to get through. Nice attack and run now they have. And Vincent Onyala will score the first try of the contest. A massive one for the Kenyans as the crowd erupts in Singapore. And that is his 4th try of the Sevens circuit. And it's a crucial one there for this Kenyan team. Just manages to sneak through the tackle attempt of, I believe it was Artaud. And then Kenya managing to score the try. An important moment in this game already, but they have to back it up with more points. because I don't think 5, in fact 7, because that kick's gone over. I don't think 7 will be enough. Vincent Onyala, he's got 54 tries in total throughout his career. Slapped back and knocked on by the French, who have now conceded the scrum again. It's a big moment here for the Kenyans. A morning, mate. Happy Saturday from a sunny Tipperary, says Dennis. Hello again, says Demon the 11th. And try time for Kenya. So far we have seen 0 carries, 0 passes, 0 offloads from the French. They can't get their hands on the ball. And if Kenya can continue doing that throughout the rest of this match, then they'll win. At the end of the day, if France don't touch the ball, they're not going to win this game. But Kenya need to make sure that once French side do eventually touch the ball, that they are already leading by enough that they don't have to worry about it too much. Now, 3 minutes remaining. Azati about to put this ball in for the Kenyans. Hello again. And even the 11th with the wave from Matthew. But Kenya in possession on the halfway line. They have had the ball for 4 minutes straight in this match. Now nice stepping coming. 40 metres out from the line for Patrick Okongo. Off to the left-hand side. Shifting across again here. Kevin Waikesa. That was a little bit of a high tackle coming from Karaba. And come on, Kenya, says Tonian. Like I said, the ground, people in the stadium seem to be behind the Kenyans. And it seems like the general consensus is that people want to see the Kenyans do well as a whole. Tackles made, 13 from the French, 0 from Kenya because they haven't had to. 5 minutes without France touching this ball. That is crazy. They've only had it once for half a second with the knock on, which I don't think really counted. Now Azati ready to put this ball in for Kenya again, who have had the perfect start to this matchup. Going back across now to the right. In fact, they're going to kick it in behind, but this will give the position. No, he drops the ball, plays it on the ground. Penalty again. Going against France for another handling error. Quick tap taken by the Kenyans. I'll go back off to this left-hand side where it is 4-on-3. Great run. Is it Ford or did it hit the hand of France? They say play on. And that will be the try for the Kenyans. I wasn't too sure whether or not they were going to say maybe a player was held back there. But if it's not, Kenya now leading 12-0 up against the finalists from last week. An absolutely massive one for, he was holding him a little bit there, Kevin Waikesa. You got to be careful doing that. They might consider that as foul play. And let's go Kenya, says Julius. Where's this game being played? Don't know why I can't seem to get into this type of rugby. Any idea why? Says Dennis, this one is being played in Singapore. Sevens, to me, is a little bit similar to what some people see T20 cricket as. Some people love it. Some people dislike it. Yeah, oh, no, they're going to go back for the forward pass from Kenya. So it was the forward pass. It didn't end up deflecting off the French hand. Where can someone watch the game? The best bet is to go onto the World Rugby Sevens website. There's a section called Where to Watch, and they've pretty much got a list of every continent and where those broadcast options are. Here's my idea on how to fix sevens. Have 9 competitions: Dubai, South Africa, Australia, Fiji, Canada, USA, England, Spain, Singapore. Then Hong Kong final. These should be the leagues for the sevens. Says Demon, and let's go Kenya, says Julius. And forward, unlucky. Keep going Kenya, says Blues Nate there too. But now France have got themselves the ball for the first time in this match. Sitting 60 seconds remaining in the half. And what can they do with it? That'll be the big question. Now deep inside of their own territory though, so a lot of metres to go. Oh, what a counter scrum from Kenya. Almost ended up with the ball, but Artaud does pick it up. Now gives it off on the outside to Pasquet. Gets through to Kenya, struggling to defend up against Le Bleu. But they've managed to shut them down almost. Pasquet thought about the offload again. Throws it back, bit of a risky one picked up by Garcia. On the halfway line, Kenya applying plenty of pressure. Kenya wins this, say 3 times for 1K subscribers. Says awesome there. Now off to the right-hand side. Chance on the halfway line, breaking round the outside. Another great tackle made by Kenya from our field, or on our field, I should say. Pasquet back across again to this left-hand side. We're up to the half-time siren, but the half is not over. Offloaded that. Look close to forward, and it's pulled up as such. So half-time in this contest, 7-0 for Kenya over the French. This has been far from the best half for France, but like I mentioned, such a shortened format, only 2 games per team in each group. This is France's first. Their next one is up against Ireland in about 2.5 hours' time, so they haven't played since last week. There might be a little bit of rust there. They got beaten by Argentina in the final. Perhaps there's a bit of hesitation, a bit of rethinking going on about tactics. But Kenya at the moment, they're in a good position. 7-0 up. They would have loved that extra try though. And go Kenya, says King Android Gamer. And go Kenya, says Spider Mech in there as well. But only 7 minutes. I don't think the way of describing it is 7 minutes for Kenya to hang on. I think they have to take it to this French side again. Sevens are missing Samoa. Samoa were a powerhouse. Yeah, it hasn't been the same without Samoa. Hasn't been the same without Canada as well. Let's be honest. Like, Canada have been on that circuit for a very long time, and you know, having the Vancouver Sevens without the Canadians playing in the Sevens circuit was just weird. You're on the month's game later. Need to buzz off. Work calling. Thanks for doing your stream on here, mate. I haven't quite decided, if I'm honest, about Munster La Rochelle yet. I am going to be doing Leinster Quins beforehand, but yeah, I haven't completely decided on that next one after. I might end up watching them both when I wake up tomorrow and make the final 10 minutes again like they used to before. Says Demon, the 11th go Kenya, says Moses. So I do want yes or no in the chat, ladies and gents. Can Kenya beat France here? They're leading by 7. So they've got a good chance. Can they win it? Do let me know. Yes or no. France are going to be kicking off this one. They only had about 30 seconds worth of possession, maybe a minute throughout that first half, but that has to be Kenya's tactic again. Just stop them from touching the ball. It's going to be kicked up high, beautifully taken by Kenya inside of their own 22. Oh, Patrick Okongo tackled early. Only 10 metres out. This is a risky place to be on the field because if they make a mistake and France get the ball back, they don't have to go too far to be able to get that ball. Safari, bit of a counter ruck coming from Kiri Karaba. And that's well retained in the end by the Kenyans, and the penalty does go their way. Entrance through the side of the breakdown. 6.5 minutes left. Time is off by the looks of it, and Amaitsa has stayed down with some sort of injury. Kenya is so close here, ladies and gentlemen. 6 minutes away from a semi-final. Now, if you're wondering who they would be playing, just looking at that group for the men's side of things, Australia are playing Uruguay. That is going to be a part of Pool C. Uruguay got beaten by Spain. So if Australia win up against Uruguay, Australia versus Spain will determine who makes it through to the next stage. And that might find them up against the Kenyans if they can hang on. Yes, Kenya can if they keep scoring. Looks like they are going to have the line out on their own 22. Couple changes being made for the French. So they are not 100% happy with what that first half has looked like. And know that they have to try and change it around here. Getting ready to throw this ball in for Amaitsa. In fact, this time it is Azati. And not claimed by the Kenyans. France back in possession now. And they are running this one sideways. Pasquet goes across to Arfil. And almost wrestled into touch, but Pasquet keeps the ball alive for Les Bleus. Sevens from 2005-2011. It was truly golden era of Sevens. The New Zealand team 2007-2008. That's going to be passed out wide. Chance here for the French. Karaba does get over, and it puts them back into this contest. This will be an upset. It certainly would be. Kenya are ranked 9th. France are ranked 5th. France made it to the final last week. Kenya did not. But Kiraba just managing to use those quick step and feet to get around Vincent Onyala and the kick to come here. If it doesn't go over, the French will still be down by 2 points. If they get it, they will be back to level. Now, I should also mention, if these two sides are even at the end of the time period, we will go to golden point. That kick is over, and it now makes the score 7 points to 7 between these two teams. 5 minutes left. It might have been the wake-up call that the Kenyans needed. They can't afford to leave gaps like that. Can't afford to drop that ball. Hold on, Kenya, we're still in it, boys. Says Blues, Nate. Going off to the left-hand side now. A little bit of a stutter step from Patrick Okongo, but he's nailed from behind. Now 25 metres out from their own line. Kenya going for a kick downfield, winning the foot race as well. All they need to do is boot this one forward, which he does just that. Foot race with the French. Drop ball kick forward. Is it a knock-on from France? I thought so, but the ref says it goes backwards. And now they will have the counter-attacking chance. And the worst thing for Kenya is they've almost set themselves up to have a big gap in their defence. Iragua looks for the offload, gets it to Pasquet. Looks like Iragua a little bit slow getting back up to his feet half field. It's a big chance, though, for the Kenyans to be able to score, but didn't quite get the bounce of the ball that they were after. Offload there to Kiraba, and he has knocked the ball on. So is Kenya, so we'll go back for the scrum here again. It's close between these two sides, ladies and gents. We've got a stoppage here for the scrum. Knock on, says Blues, Nate. Very close. And that's the thing, Kiraba, like for the French, they need this try too. Because if they win it and then they beat Ireland, they go through to the playoffs. Go Kenya, says Danielle. We've seen 5 tackles made by Kenya, but they've missed 4. So they've got a tackle completion of 56%, whereas France have made 17 tackles, missing 4, about 86% for their tackling. So that is crucial. And once again, that is why Kenya cannot afford to give France the ball. I'm busy shopping quickly, checking in score. What a close score. Come on, the French. Says Ruth. I mentioned we have also got 23 minutes until our next Sevens matchup. That will be South Africa versus Argentina. So be sure to keep an eye out for that one. And alongside that, straight after, we've got USA versus Fiji. Still plenty more matches to go. Go Kenya, says Kip in there too. Some crucial moments coming up here. Now 3.5 minutes remaining. How's the crowd? Wasn't great for the South Africa versus GB game earlier. It's still not massive. In Singapore, they are filing in though. I feel like as we get closer to the end of the day, there will be a lot more in attendance. Now a kick downfield from Kenya again. I don't think that was the best option. I think running the ball might have been the better choice. Anytime France have had the counter-attacking chance, they have been close to scoring. Now the experience of Riva goes off to Dezay. Sitting only 40 metres out from the line. Kenya need a turnover at some point soon. Irakuha going back across on the halfway line. Kenya from Jonty almost through for Delamere. And over the ball, Kenya win themselves the penalty turnover. 2.5 minutes left. They are playing like a team that know that this is a semi-final on the line. Would be the furthest that Kenya have got in quite some time, but they would face either Spain, Australia, or Uruguay. More than likely, though, Spain or Australia in the semi-final. And honestly, like Spain are a little bit unpredictable. I'd almost say that Kenya have a decent chance up against the Spanish. France are on a 7-game winning streak against Kenya, dating back to Toulouse in 2022. So they've been secure and they've been strong up against this Kenyan side in the past. Kenya looking to change that. Come on, people, someone get a try. Says Roof there. A ball will be fed in by the Kenyans. 2 minutes left on the clock. It has been an intense one. I don't think the drama has finished yet. Penalty goes the way of Kenya. I believe France decided to go a little bit too early there with their attack. And now a chance here for Kenya on the halfway line. Ball is dropped though. And it's the knock on out wide from the number 25, Wabwiri, I believe it was. And that is a massive chance that's gone begging for Kenya here. Now, if they are within 7 with the French, I should mention there is still a chance that they can win and go through to the next stage. And that would be down to points differential, which would mean that the Irish would have to beat France by a margin of more than 7. But then at the same time, even if France got the bonus point, I think Kenya's points differential would be that little bit closer because of their win over the Irish. So there is still a chance. Go Kenya, says Awesome Discoveries. Now ball is about to be fed in. Big scrum from Kenya again. Physicality, the forefront, and I don't know how they did not get that ball. France have got possession 25 metres out from their line. There's going to be heartbreak for one of these two sides within the next 50 seconds. Another mistake made by France. And now Kenya, they've got the scrum only 20 metres out from France's line. 40 minutes remaining. 40 seconds. 40 minutes would be pretty rough on the teams after the intensity of the first 13 and a half. And almost overpowered there, says Blues Nate. And now the big scrum here for the Kenyans. 30 seconds remaining. To be honest, at this point in time, we're the equivalent of golden point. Because with 20 seconds left, there's not going to be enough time for another play after the siren. Whoever does this next thing right and gets the points on the board, they will win. And Kenya, time is ticking, but they are the more likely at the moment in terms of the position on the field to be able to get the try. It's going to be fed in by Kenya as we hear that full-time siren. Hands on the ball. If no one scores, we go to golden point. But Kenya, well shut down. It looked like a bit of head-on-head. Quick step round the side of the breakdown. Almost a tip tackle there. France are turning dirty in the final moments of the game. Perhaps that is the frustration starting to set in. Kenya have not allowed them to play their natural game, the game that got them through to the final. Now, step in sideways. They will go back for the initial penalty. Oh, Kenya pointing at the posts. They've really got nothing to lose here. If they get it over, they win and they go through to the semis. If they miss, they go to golden point. It's not exactly a gimme one, but it's going to be close enough, I believe, for Nigel Peterson Amaitsa. Can he nail this one and give Kenya a shot in the semi-finals? The pressure is on. Does he get it? He struck it well and it has gone over. Kenya win the game. The crowd have gone wild and the Kenyans have gone to the semi-finals. Massive, massive upset, massive performance from this side. And they are ecstatic out there on the field. That is probably the biggest win we are going to see of this Sevens competition for Singapore. Unless something substantial happens along the way. But the runner-ups last week, France, the silver medalists, just not able to work out this Kenyan chess match. And the Kenyans get the job done. Oh, 10 of the crowd, says Fleshin. I love it when the underdogs win, says Nov Mum. But yeah, Kenya making their way through to the semis to work out whether or not they are facing Australia or Spain. We, of course, have to see those games a bit later on. But I do thank you all very much for tuning in. We will be covering Kenya's semi-final as well. So be sure to check that out. But currently, we've got 16 minutes till our next game, which is going to be Argentina versus South Africa. But thank you all very much for being here. And I will see you all for the next one.